Hello, my name's Slug. I'm a backpacker. Man, I shook, man. Come on, get it together. Kind of laying here in the hammock looking at the boots I've been wearing for a little while now. They are the Lowas. And these have been great boots for me. But I like to have a little chat with you about them. They're a very well balanced boot. Boots. No jocularity in this video, because this is a subject that every backpacker deals with. But whatever your footwear is, you know, you don't want to get a blister or a hot spot. So what I want to talk to you about is my switch through the boots through the ages here. And these are pretty new boots to me. Been wearing them probably less than 6 months. Wore them all summer. Wore them around the house. Wore them hiking here. Wore them out on backpacking trips. These Lowas. I'm not sponsoring Lowas. I bought these with my own money. These are just the ones I bought and tried. I can't give you a ton of info, except they've been great for my feet. These are the Lowa boots. It says Renegade right on the back. The Lowa Renegades. I used to love my Salomon boots. Loved them. The Salomon Quad is definitely a little bit lighter than this Lowa, but they didn't have great grip on slick rocks, and they just are delaminating a lot. You know, they just started tearing up. This pair was maybe a couple of years old, and they're just, you can see where they're ripping and shredding, but they've got a lot of trips on them, so maybe that's normal, and nobody makes things like they used to. Years ago, I started out wearing Merrell Moabs. This was a while back, probably 12, 14 years ago, and my foot just started hurting. It wasn't blisters, it was just my whole foot. It was the bottom of my foot. I switched to wearing Salomons. A stiffer boot, a bigger boot. They worked for me for a long time. I started with a size 10.5. Now, up to that point, I'd always wore a 10, but I went to a 10.5, and I wore these 10.5s, a different pair than these, on a through hike of the Border Route Trail back in 2017, 2016 with Alex and Jonah and Eric, and it was wet the whole time. Our feet were wet the whole time. Since that trip, I've had toenails that will fall off. On that Border Route trip, a bunch of my toenails turned black. I felt like I was goth, really. And about a month after the trip, they fell off, and it made me think, why do we need toenails anyway? I kind of like my toes without them. So I bought these, and I moved up to a size 11.5. I needed some extra room. I strapped them on at REI. I walked around in them for a good half hour. They felt great. I went up and down all their little inclines. You really never know till you get the boot out on the trail. And I figured if I didn't like them, I'd return them, and I liked them. No pressure on my toes. I started wearing a thicker sock. And what I mean by that is like a hiking sock. This is sort of a thicker hiking sock from REI. And sometimes, but not lately, I'll wear what is called a little liner sock underneath. This is just a really thin little sock. But this summer I've worn nothing but a sock like my Darn Tough socks that I'm wearing right now, or a sock like this, which is sort of a medium weight hiking sock. I'm not sure those socks are clean. Part of that is because I went up a little bit in size on these, and I was going, what do I want? I want comfortable toes right now because I got this toe injury. I will accept a little slippage in the heel. What happened was I was feeling a little bit of heel slippage. But here's a great lacing technique. I did not invent this technique. Nothing ruins your trip like your feet hurting, or you're hiking along, you know you got a hot spot, or your toe is rubbing, or something is bad in your foot. Those feet are hitting the ground, and that's the first alarms to go off for you. Now the first thing you want to do, you tie what's called a surgeon knot. And a surgeon knot is just wrapping. All right, I'm wrapping one this way, and I'm wrapping one this way. Really, those 2 wraps or 3 wraps will hold tighter than you think. And now I'm going to cinch down on this surgeon knot. Now that's got good grip right there. It's holding. Now I'm going to take my laces. I'm going to bring these laces up to my top lugs. I'm going to skip these 2 lugs right here. All right, I'm going to the top. I can still tighten those well. See what's happening with those right there. They're coming up. Now I'm going to come back down to these 2 lugs, lock them in. Now we're coming down to these little side lugs here. And on these boots, I really got to pay attention to make sure that I really get those in there. And then what you do, once you've got that done, just go ahead and lace your boot right here. So this is where you're going to tie off your knot. Okay? So rather than your knot being up here where I've always tied it, it's now down here. And if you think about it, that's really, you know, it's really right here where your ankle and your heel is. Now this has worked great for me. So everything is down here. I always tie another little knot like that just so I have a double knot. So I still get the ankle support. It helps my heels from slipping. And hopefully this will be something that if you're getting a lot of slippage in your heel, this would help you. See, I can't wear trail runners. I'm 66. What happens is your feet change when you get about 55. I need the ankle support for one, but I need a really strong shank. And the shank is this part down here. And if you grab a boot and just twist the toe, if it's difficult, kind of hard to twist, that's a firm shank. Firm shank, that's my hip-hop name. You know, one thing about if you're hiking a long day, and you're 66 or somewhere in that range, your feet are going to get tired anyway. You young people, you could probably go all day. But these feet have been on the ground a lot. I have the feet of a corpse, is what I have. So hopefully this is going to give you some insight and you know, get you out there. And hopefully if your boots have been rubbing you and treating you bad and you're just getting frustrated or frustrated, this lacing technique will help you out, and maybe you'll find the lacing technique that works for you. Alrighty, all secure in Sector 7. Woo-hoo-hoo, doodly-doo, buddy. Hey, let's relive one of the old balancing tricks from the past. Back when I used to. You are welcome. And don't you worry, those are telephone lines back there, not high tension power lines. I'm not stupid, I just may be stupid. That speaks to me. Hello there, my name is Shrug. No, it's not Shrug. This is Shrug. It's Shug. There's an S, an H, and a U, and a G. It spells Shug, not Shug, not Shuge.